Who's there?
Why'd you come and play with me?
Who is it?
You lost Rosie a balloon, it's okay. Everything's happier down here in the gutter. I've got a balloon, little boy.
Yeah, that was just like Rosie.
Ah, yes, a little ball for my little ball of friend.
Oh, Rosie. I never thought I'd see you again. Oh, Rosie.
One, two, it's coming for you. It's the rude boy, Juan Agadello, and with me, as always, is the cinephile, the creep show, Chris Rao. And we are Cinema Boof. Today we're taking a look at Andy Muschietti's second film, It, the second adaptation to Stephen King's bestseller and cult classic horror novel. Chris, tell us more.
I'll tell you about It, Juan. The movie. Fall. The changing colors, pumpkin spice, and killer clowns hiding in sewers. Okay, we all know It, the hit Stephen King book in which murderous clown Pennywise shows up in fictional Derry, Maine to terrorize and kill children every 27 years. Previously adapted in 1990 into a famous TV miniseries, the new adaptation, directed by Mama filmmaker Andy Muschietti, is a slick production with an ensemble cast. Is It scary, and does it have a compelling coming-of-age story? So, Juan, what did you make of this version of Pennywise and The Losers? And were there any standouts in this young cast?
There were a lot of corny moments in this movie. I went in there kind of terrified. You can even ask my fiance. I was holding her hand very tightly beforehand, and then once we started getting into it, I just was like underwhelmed by how kind of cliche this movie can get. Yeah. Bill Skarsgård, who plays It, I thought he did a great job, and to be honest, there wasn't enough of him, because the only scenes you really see is the beginning, where him and Georgie have their interaction, and that scene ends very awesome. Unexpected.
That was unnerving. That was a scary scene.
It was scary, but but there wasn't enough Pennywise. I thought he did a really good job, capturing it. And to be honest, it was different. It was darker than the '80s version. He wasn't as silly as Tim Curry's version. Tim Curry was really outlandish. He played more of a Jack Nicholson Joker type of clown, whereas Bill, he played more of the Heath Ledger version of Joker. It's not the same as the original. The original was kind of I feel it was more, I don't know, campy, but darker in a sense. This one, it's I'm having a hard time describing it, but this one is a little over the top.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's just me.
Yeah, I think this film has a lot of really slick production. I think it's sort of one of these movies that's very competently made, very kind of perfectly made, but that doesn't necessarily translate into the feeling of being a scary film for me. And by that I mean all of the kids, I think, have an arc that they go through. They all have kind of a fear that they have to overcome. It very much seems like it's this metaphor for growing up, where it's these kids they have an obstacle, they have to grow throughout the course of the film. Once they are able to do that, the film resolves, and it's very tidy. It's shot very well. So in that sense, I think it's a good movie, but I agree that at a certain point, it's not a very scary movie to me. It's sort of scary in the sense that a roller coaster or an amusement park ride can be fun and kind of scary, but it doesn't really get under my skin. But I love Bill Skarsgård as Pennywise. And I also wish that there were more scenes like the opening where he gets to act as Pennywise. I think I like the cast, the young cast, maybe a little more than you. I thought that the actress who played Beverly Sophia Lillis, she was like a young Sissy Spacek. She sort of reminded me of like Sissy Spacek in Carrie, because she's a redhead. She's sort of, part of what she goes through feels like the way that Carrie begins with Carrie getting a period. It's like Beverly is very much on the cusp of puberty here. She's dealing with some kind of sexual tension, both from her peers and her father, disturbingly.
Yeah.
But I thought that they sort of referenced. I mean, Stephen King does this himself in his own work, so I don't think a filmmaker has to do this. No, him referencing other themes that he deals with, because it's very much, it feels kind of like Stand By Me, and that you've got this group of adolescents kind of having to come of age. Right. It feels kind of like Carrie with the Beverly character. You know, it definitely seems like he has things that Stephen King is interested in that filmmakers and writers can look at. So all that being said, any final thoughts on it?
Yeah, okay, so let's get into it. Entertaining. I'm not really big on horror. I thought I was going to get a lot more scared than what I did. I was laughing more than I was jumping. But overall, I thought it was an entertaining film. Visually, technically, it was well shot. For me, some of the acting was kind of pedestrian, but, they're kids. What do you want from them, right? But overall, I give it 3 stars. Solid 3 stars. So not Boof. Not Boof. It's right there in the middle. You know what I'm saying? What did you think?
I also thought it was a fun ride. I think that haunted houses this fall will be decorated in the It style again. It seemed like a lot of the set design was made for Hollywood Horror Nights and amusement parks. I like the cast a bit more than you, and I think the mix of tones, I think that a lot of the humor was intentional. I liked the mix of scares and humor and heart. I would say this is a 3.5-star film. Maybe not one of my all-time favorite. I do like horror films a lot. I don't know if I would watch this every Halloween or necessarily, but I was definitely glad to have seen it. 3.5 stars.
And that's our review for this week's film, It. It wasn't Boof, and it wasn't not Boof. It was right there in the middle. If you saw the film, let us know what you thought by leaving a comment below. Click this icon right here so you can give us your star rating.
Follow us on Instagram at Cinema Boof.
Ingrid Goes West style. As always, people, get involved. Hit this like button. Hit the subscribe button so you can get all the notifications when we drop new videos. So until next time, I'm the kid, the rude boy. This is the Cinephile Creep Show. And we are Cinema Boof. And we are out.
See ya.
Deuces.